Writing 393 students, in the instructions for writing assignment number 6, the analytical report, there is a link to a document from the Victoria University of Wellington. If you click on the link for that document, you will see the following: how to write a business report. The purpose of this video is to draw your attention to section 2.3, the executive summary, and to draw your attention to page 28 of the document, in which you see a sample report. The executive summary of that sample report is on page 29 of the document. This video will take you through some of the highlights and principles and strategies you want to keep in mind, as this document suggests. In addition, another document that is linked to in the writing assignment instructions is from the University of Sydney. If you click this link to download the document, you will see the following. And page 8 of this document mentions the executive summary as well. The video will review some of the principles mentioned in this document. The executive summary is mentioned on page 5 of the document. It follows the title page and it makes sense on its own. It should be a standalone document. It helps the reader grasp the purpose, conclusions, and key recommendations. Think of a busy executive reading the executive summary when he or she has no time to read the entire report. It should be no longer than one page. It's not the same as an abstract because it provides the key recommendations and conclusions rather than simply a summary. On page 26 of the document, you have a sample executive summary, and you can see the headings: purpose and method of this report, findings and conclusions, recommendations for increasing recycling participation. You can see the notes at the margin. Tell the purpose of the report and briefly describe the research, give the conclusions, and give the recommendations. A busy executive should be able to read this one page and understand the gist of your report. The writer writes, West Coast Recycling Program was created to fulfill the college's social responsibility as an educational institution, as well as to meet the demand of the legislation. So a background is provided. The purposes of this report are to, and you have bullets, determine the amount of awareness, recommend ways to increase participation. Notice that the bullets have the same part of speech, in this case 2 verbs. The writer mentions a questionnaire survey. In the next section, findings and conclusions, the survey respondents, it is mentioned, recognized the importance of recycling and stated that they recycle aluminum, glass, paper, and plastic on a regular basis. However, they displayed a low level of awareness. More information is given, and a concluding sentence is written. The results of the study show that more effort is needed to increase participation in the campus recycling program. Recommendations are given in bullet form: relocating the recycling bins, developing incentive programs, training student volunteers, and increasing advertising. Notice that again, the bulleted items are all the same parts of speech. In this case, they're all gerunds. In other words, verbs that have been made into nouns by adding ing to them. Relocating, developing, training, increasing. Furthermore, the University of Sydney document on page 8 gives additional information on the executive summary. It mentions that it's a quote-unquote abstract, and it's very important as some readers may only read this part. This document mentions that the executive summary should be written last, being sure to include a summary of all the parts of the report, including the why, the what, the how, the what you found out, and the so what. Again, it should be limited to one page. Thanks very much.